What's up, guys? This is Eric with Teach Go High Level, and today is Q&A day. So I'm going in and looking at your comments, and I'm going to try and pick out a few questions here to answer for you. So this one's from Amethyst9810. Hi, if an opportunity was marked as won 2 months ago, but the client recently returned and we updated the opportunity value to reflect a new service, will the conversation rate and total revenue from 2 months ago still reflect the original value, or will it use the now updated new value? Just to confirm, does this mean the total revenue from 2 months ago will decrease since the new amount replaces the original value? Great question. I'm going to try and do my best to answer this with the limited context, not being able to see your account. So if you have an opportunity that came into your pipeline 2 months ago for service A, and you close them and you mark them won, then they come in for service B. If you're using the same pipeline, you can have what's called multiple opportunities. So you can allow multiple opportunities in your account, and they would just show us completely different opportunities. So the value on the previous opportunity would have its value, and then the value of this next opportunity would have its own value. Additionally, you could have a separate pipeline for each service. So there's not one right answer to this. If you're trying to figure out your total client value, that's going to be a little bit more complex. It really comes down to how you have your opportunities and your pipeline set up. So hopefully that answers your question. Marquise Martin Hayes says, I would love to figure out how to create a referral program. This was after watching the affiliate manager setup. That's a great question. So a referral program is person A says, hey, I use this company. They're super great. You should totally use them. And then one of the smart things you can do is reward person A when person B does service with you. Now, you could use the affiliate manager. The best way to do that is if you're selling products through GoHighLevel, e-com, or where at least you're taking payments through there, okay? That would be one way to do it. So they have their own link and it would track to them. But let's say you don't use you don't have payments through there for some reason. You could, in a more simplistic way, you could have a source, so an opt-in form, right? You could have a special one that has a source of referral. So it would mark them as a referral, and that special form, you could have a custom field that says who referred you, and they put the person's name in there. It's a little bit clunkier, but it would allow you to pull a list and see, hey, Jane Smith has sent us 4 customers this month. I need to look that up and send 4 thank you gifts to her, something like that. So hopefully that answers your question. Kendrick Green, 9531 says, keep up the good work. I watched every GHL content creator I could find, but this video finally makes sense. I'm gonna binge all your content. Thank you. I just wanted to throw that in there. I always appreciate it when we're helping people. That's our whole goal here, is to just give you a lot of value, because when I started in Go High Level, none of this existed for me. So, all right. James Ruby 7916 says, how can I add a field in the contact tab called send form from where I can select a pre-built form I've created? And when I select the form, it refills with contact information and their info. Okay, this one is kind of doable. What I would probably do if I were you, I'm gonna switch over to my builder here. All right, so let's get a sample contact here. And I think this is gonna do what you want it to do, but it may not. But just off the top of my head, again, without seeing it, we could create a custom field, custom fields, and we're gonna add a field, make it numerical, and we're gonna call it send form number, okay? Okay, save. Then I'm gonna go to automations, and I'm going to create a new workflow from scratch. My trigger is gonna be updated contact field, okay? Now you're gonna have to know, let's say you have 4 different forms. We're gonna have to put if then conditional logic in, but my field is gonna be contact changed. Filter is gonna be the field I just created, and we're gonna say send form has changed, okay? So it's changed to something. Then we're gonna use conditional logic, so an if else right here. And then I'm gonna put in my different options. So you can use workflow trigger is not gonna work because we didn't delineate in the fields, right? So just don't get confused with that. If we didn't put any fields into the trigger besides that it's changed, we're not gonna be able to use that. But if we go contact details and we say send form, here it is, send form equals 1. Let's say we have 4 of them. Now I'm gonna duplicate this, duplicate branch, and then make sure you're titling these so you can see them, but then we'll put 2. Okay, I'm not going to do all 4 of them, but now we see, okay, so we have send form equals to 1, send form equals to 2, or none. None is always going to be there. Okay, now we could create an email, and in that email, we could say, hey, fill out this form for us. And it's a link to that form specifically. So whether it's a web page or you use the preview URL from the form, that would send them an email with the right form for them to fill out. So I think that's how you would do it. I'm not entirely sure without seeing your setup, but I feel like just off the top of my head, that's going to help you get done what you need to get done. All right, so Ernesto Martinez 428 says, hello, thanks for the video. I have a question. How can I create a trigger link for yes or no? For example, to ask a question in an email and the person can click on yes or no, and I need to find out the thing is what I do to put the link URL for. If you're wondering about a yes or no, so I have totally done this with event RSVPs in an email. So what we did is we built a trigger link to take them to a yes, and then it would take them to a page that has all the event details. And then if they said no, we sent them to a thank you page, thanks for responding. Then in the automation, we said, if trigger link yes is clicked, tag them as RSVP yes, and then the trigger link itself redirects them, right? So on their end, they hit the trigger link, it redirects them, but we get to know who RSVP'd yes, and we can pull a list off of that. Then we have another automation. The trigger is trigger link clicked, no, whatever trigger link that is, tag them as RSVP no, and that's it. Now you can send follow-up emails in that automation. So if they click yes, you can start them in a sequence like 2 weeks before, 1 week before. Here's, we're so excited to see you next week. If they're no, you can send them an email like, thanks for responding. We really appreciate it. But yes, you can use 2 separate trigger links, and then you use those trigger links in your HTML to have them select in the email, yes or no. Great question. So last one here, and this is exactly why we started this channel. Coach Zeb1 said, I've watched a lot of all caps, it's big when it's all caps, of teachers for GoHighLevel. You're one of the top explainers by far, and your examples are awesome. Please don't stop. I love what you're not trying to sell me something every 3rd sentence. That's the whole point. GoHighLevel should be for everyone, and everyone should learn the information. And I get it. People are giving it information and they have agencies. We have an agency. The reality is I'm not against it, but I always think that you should be able to learn a platform from people who are using it and it's beneficial to you. So keep putting your comments, your questions. We definitely read them. We try and get around to them as often as we can, but I appreciate everything you guys are saying. Remember, share with your friends, like and subscribe, and we will do this again in the future. Thanks, everybody.